Welcome back to Ken vs. the Stove, and today we're going to try tuna casserole. This one doesn't involve a cup of mayonnaise to begin with, so hopefully it'll turn out a little bit better than the last one. Although I am going to be substituting in on a pure impulse from Kroger. I bought some swordfish, which I have not sliced up and cooked and baked and done all the cool stuff you're supposed to do with it. So what's going to happen to the swordfish is it's going to get ground up in my brand new Cuisinart food processor. Yeah, I splurged for a food processor. The little one was doing great for me on little stuff. The blender was a disaster. And this, at least according to Cuisinart, is an awesome thing that will dice up anything and everything. So we'll see. So let's start out. What we got here, what you start out with is, of course, some fish. I guess it's going to be swordfish casserole. That'll be interesting. Fish, egg noodles, peas, cheddar cheese, Parmesan cheese, pepper, black pepper, paprika, dijon mustard, onions, onion powder. I think I'm going to end up using because I forgot to get an onion. Breadcrumbs, milk. That's about it. So, and they also want me to use celery and bell peppers. Well, I don't put bell peppers in anything. I've never understood the concept. I mean, they basically have little to no taste, at least the ones I've gotten. And celery is kind of the same way, except celery comes with little or no taste, and it's hard to chew. So we're going to let that go. And we're going to start out with what we've got here. So, first thing we're supposed to do is, they want us to preheat the oven to 375. They always want you to preheat the oven. It never seems to make much of a difference. Okay. Oh, for God's sake, I've got to pre-cook the damn noodles? How am I supposed to pre-cook the noodles? Yeah, I don't need to know how to make spinach pesto primavera. Cooking directions for noodles. Bring 5 quarts of water to a rapid boil. Add salt if desired. Empty noodles in boiling water. Cook for 7 to 9 minutes. Well, for God's sake. God bless. Get all this stuff out of the way so I don't melt or burn anything. Now I'm supposed to use 3 cups of egg noodles. So let's bring out a big old pan. The cup. Yeah. Anybody need some egg noodles? I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with these things now. Okay. Well, put them over in this table for now. So we got to bring those up to a boil. This is going to take a while because we got to wait for it to boil. And then got to get it al dente, which is a fancy way of saying however it's supposed to be. Okay, so while we wait for it to go, there is one other thing I know I've got to pre-prep. And that is the butter, because whenever I just throw in like part of a stick, it doesn't seem to work. So I'm supposed to use 1/4 cup unsalted butter. Now let's see, the measuring thing on the side says that's about 1/4 of a stick. So we'll do that. No, it's actually salted butter. I've never gotten into the whole salted versus unsalted thing. Not sure why it is important, other than for, health reasons, as I point the knife at my face. I seriously doubt that it has anything to do with taste. I think that at one point back in the day, when salt was kept, or when there was a lot more salt used for purposes of preservation, unsalted butter probably was a lot more healthy for you. I'm not sure nowadays. So let me melt this down. Okay, what else have I got to prep while it's sitting there? Well, I am going to have to grind up the fishes, the swordfish. Oh, let's get that. Okay, so the swordfish, or the Cuisinart thing here, it's friggin', pretty much you have to have a master's degree in engineering to figure out how to use this thing. Or access to YouTube. One of the others. The access to YouTube is what got me there. Hey, the butter's done. And it's hot. Because who would think a bowl full of just melted butter would be hot for any reason? Good God. Let's see how well the Cuisinart works. That works really well. Holy cow. Well, we're going to go 7 to 9 minutes from here. It's kind of boiling. Friggin' hate trying to make things al dente. Okay. I think that the noodles are as dante as L. So, who knows though. I personally translate al dente as you can't get it right. Okay, so we're done. Let me take these things off. We are done with the noodles. They are now supposed to sit to the side, and I'm supposed to take, set them aside, melt the butter. I got the butter melted. Get a pan. Okay, we're gonna cheat. Use a Teflon pan. Okay, so now we start adding things together in a pan. First of all, we start out with the butter, which I've already melted. And then we're supposed to add to the butter. Really? All I'm supposed to use is a quarter cup of butter. Okay. In a big pan. Well, it doesn't even fill the pan. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay, stir, melt, add celery, no, bell pepper, no, onion, and cook until onion is translucent. Stirring frequently. Well, since I'm using onion powder, I think that's half an onion. I hope. There is no way that that's going to work. No freaking way. Celery, bell pepper, no, onion. Cook till onion is translucent, stirring frequently. That's getting the rest of the stick. Screw you guys. there is no way that half an onion and 1/4 cup of butter works. It's not happening. Okay, so we haven't ended up with translucent onion slices. We've ended up with this glop. Okay, there's what we've got. So you couldn't make that out. It looks more like applesauce than anything else. And it's far more butter than I was supposed to have. But we'll survive. Okay, that's the only mistake I make in it. You know, small miracles do happen. Okay, so next we are supposed to add in flour. It's worked out okay. I mean, now it looks like slightly thicker applesauce, maybe kind of tapioca-ish. Tapioca pudding-ish. Okay, now we have a minor disaster on the stove, but other than that, we've got it. Okay. Stir in flour, salt, and pepper. So salt is supposed to be what? 1/4 teaspoon, half teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of salt. Pepper. How much pepper? Half teaspoon ground black pepper. Okay. Let's do that again. Then, okay, now I'm supposed to add in 2 1/4 cups of milk. Stir in Dijon mustard. Okay, add tuna, peas, noodles, and cheddar cheese and fold into sauce. Okay. Well, it's going to be add swordfish. Half cup frozen peas. Four ounces of cheddar cheese. Noodles. One big glop of friggin' noodles. Well, I was supposed to do all this in a bowl and then pour it into the dish, which would probably be the better way to do it. There's only so much space up here on this stupid oven. So, but what we're going to do is pour this glop over it. Then the next instruction is fold in, which, as I've said before, I think is just a way of saying mix slowly. Oh, so soup, right? Okay. And now I mix together the stuff that goes on top, which would be the panko breadcrumbs, the Parmesan cheese, and the smoked paprika and parsley. Yeah. Okay. And a quarter of, and a little bit of butter too. Daggone it. Need some more butter. Well, that's supposed to be approximately a teaspoon of butter. We'll see. 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Okay. Panko Japanese style breadcrumbs. Guess they make bread different in Japan. I guess my main question is panko specifically a Japanese thing? I just ordered it. Looked for panko and ordered it. Or is panko a style that they also have in Japan? Teaspoon of butter. Half cup panko breadcrumbs. And the last thing is supposed to be 1/4 cup grated Parmesan cheese. Sartori Parmesan Classic. Now we mix all this. Again, I think the butter was meant to make it to be easier to mix, and the butter got absorbed by the first bit of everything that touched it and has been useless. Whoever put this recipe together has a really, really weird idea about how much butter, how much you can stretch a little bit of butter. Now we sprinkle this one across the top. And now we put it at 375, bake 25 to 30 minutes, uncovered, or until heated through and golden browned on top. Oh, come on. Cook until done, basically. Again, using the top shelf on my oven because for some reason that one bakes things quicker. And Siri set alarm for 30 minutes.
I've set an alarm for 2023.
Well, in 2023, we'll probably be let out of our COVID banishments, and my casserole will be done. So I'll see you in 2023. Alright, so it's been a little bit over 30 minutes. And we're going to turn that oven off. At least for the moment. Get the surgical gloves out. You know, I bet you these things would stop COVID. Okay, open, step back. I love these little thermometers that come in the ovens. This one's upside down. But apparently we are at 375, so let's pull the sucker out. Well, looks okay. Now I gotta let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes before I eat supper. And then lunch tomorrow, and then supper tomorrow, and lunch on Sunday. Yay. Okay, back in 10 or 15. I'm back, and it's time to try the Swordfish Casserole. Let's see how this goes. It's actually pretty good. Surprisingly good. It doesn't taste like tuna casserole. The swordfish obviously makes a different taste. And the fact I ground it up really fine rather than leaving chunks in it, and that makes it not have quite the not have chunky bits of meat to bite into. But it tastes good. I'm going to recommend it. And if y'all want to go spend way too much money on swordfish, and I mean way too much money, and cook it into a casserole, I think it'll work out for you. Now I'm going to finish supper, and then I'm going to give a further breakdown of this later. Okay, so swordfish casserole is actually pretty good. I had the swordfish, by the way, bought it in impulse at Kroger's, I think it was. I got it, and then it sat in my fridge for like 4 days, and I went, yeah, I got to use this. So, ta-da! It went into the casserole. Not as strong a taste as some swordfish or as some tuna I've gotten before, but definitely a good taste of the fish in it the whole time. I suspect you could use pretty much any kind of fish in this casserole. Tuna being the cheapest, therefore that's what you get. I've got some catfish that's been sitting in my freezer for a while. Maybe that'll be the next thing. But this was a really good recipe. It turned out good. It wasn't just a glop of mayonnaise and mushroom soup like the last one was. It actually cooked up well, had all the stuff in it that you would want, and it was really good. I ate it the night of. I ate it over the next couple days, warming it up in a microwave, and then the last little bit of it I finished off, I ate cold, because it ain't a good casserole if you can't eat it cold. So it was good at all of those junctions. So, I can only recommend this one to you. I think it's a really good recipe, and, have fun with it, folks. Until next time, ma salama, y'all.